Top of the rooftop of the check cash in place in Astoria, and this is the unit that I'm working on. So York, it's the model number and serial number. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay. Now that clip I was talking about, I can't really see too good, but I'm gonna try to zoom in. All the way to the end is the flame sensor. And the middle is your hot surface igniter, and all the way to the left is your pilot. Zoom back out. Now this is what I'm talking about when it comes to the gas valve, right? You got an on and off switch. It's on. These two wires right here, these two blue wires right here, go to the glow stick, and the black wire over here goes to the flame sensor. Notice when I unplug it, it's one piece, you see? Now, since I unplugged it, these two terminals, this one and that one, I'm getting 24 volts coming out of this, okay? Now, when I plug it back in, I unplug this, and as you can see, this clip over here goes to the main board over there, with other wires, I'm assuming. Now, this clip over here, the two top ones, I get 24 volts, but the bottom ones, I don't get any voltage. I don't know if I'm supposed to be getting voltage from the bottom tabs. Okay? Now, this is the induction motor. And like I said, there's only one tube going from the induction motor to the air switch. I jumped the air switch out. Then I jumped, Jesus Christ, I jumped this sensor out. Okay, the roulette switch, I'm sorry, I'm a little tired. I jumped this out, jumped that out. Then, of course, this is the burnt up transformer that I messed up. And now this is the new transformer, right over here. Same exact one as the old one. I'm lucky, that's the only one I had left in my truck. And this is the main board right over here. See what I'm talking about? You got R, W, Y, G, and C. Now if I move these wires, you have another Y wire and another C wire. And if you take these two wires here and you trace them out, they go back to the contactor that I was talking to you about right over here. Brown and yellow. Capacitors. Okay. Now, Joe, I'm about to take off the screw to take this panel off here so I can show you the sensor or whatever it is that I jumped out that caused the transformer to burn out. Luckily I only put one screw to hold this in instead of all of them. As you can see, this is what I did. I took these two wires out, okay? I jumped them out, I unplugged them and I jumped them out. Now if you take this wire here to the left, you go and you trace it. This wire here goes back to somewhere inside the control area. Now if you take the right wire, which is this, and you follow it, this one I believe goes to this sensor right over here. Then this goes back to somewhere else. Now let me show you what I was talking about with the transformer. Don't mind that, that's my meter shutting off. There's two grounds. There's a ground wire that goes to the bottom of the transformer over here, but I think there's actual, I don't know if there's, yeah, and there's another ground wire that goes from the terminal here to over there. Now let me show you what happens. Right now the unit is off. I'm putting the R. Hold on. Having technical difficulties. And I'm putting W to R. And they just keep falling off. Ain't that nice? Hold on, Joe. Okay, see? R and W. This wire is for Y. I unplugged it. Now, let me turn the switch back on. Now the inducer motor, you take a look over here, you turn around. This is where the air comes out. It's air, it's not warm. Now, what I did is that I jumped it out, and I unscrewed this completely to see if any air, gas is coming out. Nothing's coming out. The glow stick, I could be here for the whole day and it won't get hot at all. Nothing. So no gas is coming out of that pilot too. This is the type of gas valve. Now, even though I jumped R to W, if you take your ear and if you put your ear on this, it makes like a clicking sound, like a slow clicking type sound every 5 to 10 seconds. I'm going to see if you can hear it. Okay, but other than that, Joe, that's pretty much it. I don't know what's going on. Let me just show you what it says here. Bright, dim, pulsing, normal operation. No light, check transformer. Light, no pulsing. And as you can see, it's pulsing. You might not be able to see that good, but I can definitely guarantee it is pulsing. See? Now, the only other thing I can possibly think of that could be wrong with this unit is maybe the control board. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I was working on a carrier unit. I would jump R to W, it would turn on for 5 minutes and it would shut off. And it gave me an error code, 2 beeps, which means flame sensor. So I changed the flame sensor on it, I put it in, it turns on, and the same thing, it turns on for 5 minutes and shuts off, and it's giving me the same error code. So I called, this is the day that you told me to call up carrier, and I spoke with carrier and they told me, I told him the day, he's like, sounds like your main board's no good. Now, what I'm going to do is that I would really appreciate if you can just meet me up here tomorrow so you can help me out with this. But in the meantime, I'm going to pick up this main board right over here tomorrow morning when I'm at work and have it with me. So when I pick it up tomorrow morning, when I come here tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to replace it. If this works, I'm going to thank God. If not, I'm going to have a beer or two. Or maybe some Ozo, who knows. Well, Joe, this is pretty much about it. This is the P.O.S unit that I'm working on. And as you can see, this roof is filled with them. This one, exhaust fans, and that's it. Joe.